Have partnered with many different petting zoos, a real petting zoo. I've partnered with all type of horse people. I know that's not the correct term, right? But y'all understand what I'm saying. We've partnered with the Sky Cares. We've been taking kids to the Sky Game. You know, Angel Reese is a household
Chicago Police Department.
household name. So the kids have been having an awesome time going there, bridging the gaps with families. And so just as well as Brookfield Zoo, White Sox, what else?
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls, and any and everything you could think
Chicago
of.
Cubs.
We've got a resource for kids, and it's been an exciting journey. And I will say this, it's even more, what word I'm looking for? What's the word that describes? It's even more exciting when you have a team full of people. Hence, that's why I brought this young lady on my right side, right? This is retired Officer King, and let me tell you about her. So when I first introduced my kids to Officer King, they didn't know that she was a police, right? So not just her whole staff, the whole CAPS department. So they would come out on these different events with us, and so so of course our stigma with the police and youth are far in between, like a gap like no other. And so I knew that if I could bridge the gap, it would give kids a different light in regards to being approached or in the same space with the officer. So not until the kids seen them come to our events after being with us for quite some time, she and her partners came with their uniforms, and the kids could not believe it. I mean, they went crazy. And so I can honestly say that because of that experience, now our kids understand that not all cops are bad. We do have a few bad cops, but not all are bad, you know. So cops. And great cops, absolutely. The mascot that I wear, I am the ambassador. This is Officer King, and so of course with that you're bridging the gaps too. So we go to daycares and schools, and so with the mascot, it's more approachable and more what I'm looking for.
It's enhancing. It's fun. It's educational. All of that. I'm
giving kids, and so with that being said, with from retired Officer King, we've been able to do fishing trips. We've been able to do, what else we done with the police?
We've been on the farm. We've been to just places, you know, where they've never even been before.
Exactly, right. And so again, we're bringing families.
Out of state.
Yep,
in-state,
Wisconsin Dells. Yep, went to Springfield. So to see these kids in a different light, you'll get to see a different kid. And so I'm just grateful for the partnership. Her organization is called Love Teaching Youth. And so with that being said, I want to show you guys a clip of how her organization got started.
My nephew was 16 years old when he was shot and killed on the south side of Chicago. Growing up in the Inglewood community, it wasn't easy. A lot of crimes and drugs. I seen a lot. I couldn't sit back any longer. I had to make a change. I got my degree. I moved back to the Inglewood community. I joined the police department because I wanted to protect our youth. So many kids were being killed, shot down. They couldn't go to the store, couldn't go across the street, couldn't go to the parks. And I said to myself, enough is enough. If I could save one, that would mean more to me than anything. We knew we wanted to do something on spring break. This is the time where crimes are extremely high. Their parents are working, and the kids, they don't have anything to do. We had the facility, we knew what we wanted to do, but we just didn't have the funds. When Glenn Lerner Gives Back heard about what we were trying to do, their goals, their mission was exactly the same as the Chicago Police Department. They wanted to partner. They wanted to give back to the community. They provided all the funds for us to have a safe haven for the kids for the entire week. This means so much to me. These kids are so frightened by gangs that they can't even wear the colors they want to wear. They'll be able to wear blue, red, green, and this is gonna mean so much to them. We're having fun with the kids. They're playing arcades, they're doing soccer, basketball, we're feeding the kids. They're gonna get the opportunity to get out of the neighborhood and come to a place where they're gonna enjoy, just be able to laugh. I'm very thankful to Glenn Lerner Gives Back. This gave the kids an opportunity to be able to come to a place where they can enjoy themselves, have fun, because if they didn't get this opportunity this week to come to a safe haven, it could have meant life or death, but it was life. All I seen this week was life.
As you guys can see, that's just a small tad piece of what Officer King has done. And again, I am grateful for the partnership because, again, as we just mentioned, you know, with her resources, we've been able to take kids any and everywhere they think they have wanted to go. So, Officer King, so can you tell us about the impact that you have? I didn't get to see the video on this side, but you mentioned something about your nephew was killed, correct?
Absolutely.
And so can you give us a little bit about that?
Of course. Well, first of all, what even inspired me to even become the police, to even get involved with kids, was my nephew, of course. Honor student, 13 years old, coming from school, wasn't a part of a gang, but kind of liked to hang around those type of people. And of course, when they start shooting, they didn't say, "Oh, don't shoot Seneca. He's a good boy," because a bullet doesn't have a name on it. And of course, he got shot one time in the back, and it killed him right away. And even before that, you know, just witnessing so many kids being killed, just all the violence in the community. And I just said to myself, if I could, even in the video, save one, that's what I want to do. Went back to school, got my degree, and became the police. I never dreamed of being the police. But after he was shot and killed, it inspired me, not only to become the police, but I ended up forming my own organization, which the title, Love Teaching Youth, which I love kids, and not only just with the kids, but also with senior citizens, just with people. So that's what inspired me to do something in the community different, involving the kids and the parents. That's what was so significant and so special about this, is I got a lot of the parents involved. And it was a great impact on the blocks I work with, the community, the neighborhood, the organization, the churches, the schools, park districts, and it made a difference.
Thank you for sharing that. And so I can relate because my brother was killed in 1998. And so I knew what I didn't want my son to be exposed to. And so I created the organization to make sure he had any resource I possibly could think of. And so that's how we've been moving. And so we've just merged to sports. And so as you guys see this shirt, I joined forces with NLARA. We did a flag football currently in our last week over at UCAN. Shout out to, y'all see this cool shirt? Shout out to Darren Tillis from State Farm Agency right on Roosevelt. He got us shirts. I'm so grateful for Darren. You know, anytime I say I need something, Darren is like, okay, Cynthia, what you need? So I'm thankful for Darren for always reaching out to us. And so flag football, we're in our last week. We've done basketball. We do soccer. What else we do?
We've did archery,
Fishing.
bowling, tennis, a lot of
Volleyball.
other sports. Not just sports you get every day, but bowling, tennis. They got
Tumbling.
swimming. You name it, we've done it.
And so that's the cool part about, partnering. I don't think people understand the importance of partnering. I can honestly say with retired Officer King, there was never any big eyes or little U's. We joined forces. We understood the assignment. I let her have her strong points. She let me have our strong points. And from that, we've saved so many kids. And again, like I said, exposed so many kids. And it's funny, I'll never forget when I wanted to buy my horse during the pandemic, right? So typically, I always say, follow your dream, whatever it may be, how minute it may be, how crazy it may sound to other people. Follow your dreams, right? Dreams do come true. I'm a believer of that. Everything I think I wanted to do as a child, I've done it, except buy a boat. And I'm on the fence with that because I can't swim. So I don't want to put a boat in the water and I can't swim. Nevertheless, so when I got the horse, I told her, I said, come go with me. I need security in case this guy tries something. She's a police officer. Y'all know how police coming. So went to the barn. We sat in the car. I called him and said, I'm here. A guy came around the corner with a horse. A real horse, y'all. No joke. And so I just thank God that she has never questioned any of my any of my intentions, because at this point I think she know if I'm mentioning it, I done did my research and it's about to happen. And so I got the horse, and what's funny, of course, when I got the horse, everybody, why you got a horse, why this, why that, all the questions, right? And so I'm happy to say those same people are booking us for horse parties, want their kids to come to horse party, their first time being on a horse, want to come to the barn and all and everything in between, right? And so I always say everybody has their thing. I like animals. You may like cars, so you spend tens of thousands of dollars on cars. An iPhone come out every week. iPhone's $1,200, $1,300. People buying those. Jordan shoes come out every Saturday. People buying those. So don't let anybody discourage you from anything that you want to do. And so that's how I've always been. With that being said, just had an event. I've partnered with some awesome women, awesome women, unity in the community. And I just want to give a shout out to them. We did an event, our second event over at Wackabill Park on 19 and Drake. And I think it's about 7 or 8 or 9 of us. And so we have monthly meetings. Everybody is a leader. They got organizations, boots on the ground. And for us to collaborate in the capacity that we have, we've been turning heads. Shout out to Robbie, Zan, Sylvia, Candace, Juanita, Celicia, Elaine, Mary. Shout out to Pastor Phil because he oversees the firehouse over there. And so he's in partnership with that part for just believing in my vision and allowing me to just, speak to him about the different things that I want to do. We're in the process of talking about a 3-on-3 basketball tournament that's going to happen over there at that very same park, right? And so, of course, like I said, there's no big eyes and little U's. Everybody's coming together. We made such a big impact that 5th District Senator, Lakeisha Collins came out. 5th Senator District Lakeisha Collins came out. And Alderman Monique Scott, the 24th Ward, came out and showed their support. So we're so grateful. We had Jumpy House. We had food. We had prizes. We did a 3-point contest. I mean, everybody, as hot as it was, everybody left with something. We had book bag donations. I mean, it was clothes donations, shoes. We had the 2025 Sunburst Illinois State Queen to come out in her little pageant outfit. I think she's about 5 years old, and she's a joy to see. And I just thank God for her mom, for bringing her out, allowing her to be a part of that. And so, Officer King, what do you have coming up?
Okay, well, our next event is going to be a back-to-school baseball game. And what's going to be so unique about this is that we're involving the parents and the kids. So we're going to have teams of kids and their parents or their guardian or whoever oversee them. It's going to be really neat because it gives them the opportunity to be together that day. Because what do you see kids doing all the time? Either they're on their phone, on social media,
Playing a
when they're
game.
together, they playing a game or doing something else instead of together. So this is a day, I know you say unity in the community,
Yep.
but it's going to be a unity in the community this particular day. Actually going to be this Saturday at Fuller Park. And we're going to do something even different. One of my supporters are going to be giving out, instead of book bags, because a lot of kids may need a pair of shoes or a pair of pants, we're going to be giving them $25 gift cards. So these are some of the kids who have been a part of our organization. And then, of course, some of your kids.
More so like an incentive, right?
An
incentive
incentive.
for all the hard work that they've been
All
doing.
the hard
That is
work
so
they've
cool.
been doing, and also just to actually play. Some of them can't even play, but we're going to even be teaching them.
I love it.
Before we get started, we're going to do some drills and give them opportunity to just practice before we even play the game. We got uniforms, shirts, and we got some of the things that you have donated to us. So it's going to be great.
And you guys see the connection, bridging gaps with families. Quite often parents just drop their kids off and they go, and so we want to bridge the gap with the community. So it's imperative and it's a must that the parents come out and take part in any activity that we're doing for the youth, because we want to get to know the parents and we want to bridge that gap. Kids are so distant from home nowadays, and so we try to tighten that gap, if it makes sense. And so I'm just grateful again for the partnerships that I have and the leaders that God has placed in my lives in regards to networking and working together, all for one purpose. And so I'm just excited. Also, I've been working on a youth gaming truck, right, for about 2 years, and I'm happy to say I am probably 80% where I need to be with it. I got some exterior work that needs to be done, but for the most part, it's intact. Kids come, they have a good time. Everything for us are incentives. Kids do well, we reward good behavior, and also we throw in something. We throw in something learning, like she mentioned. Yeah, we come in to play softball, but we're teaching something that kids typically don't know. Of course, the kids know football and basketball, but we want the kids to be open to whatever, because everybody won't be the next Michael Jordan or who's an awesome baseball player.
Or
Jackie Robinson, right? And so, we teach kids, try, even if, because naturally, and I hear parents and it just cringe my soul, my kid don't like that. And I'm like, how do you know what your kid like if you don't if you don't expose them to it? My son, everything that I've talked to him about in his adolescent days, he didn't like it. So, I forced him to try it, because you have to. And so,
like it.
With that being said, halftime performer for the WNBA Sky. But had I not pushed him into tumbling, we wouldn't have had that opportunity. He's a drummer and everything in between. So as parents, we have to encourage our kids. It's easy for us to say they don't want to, because if they don't want to, we don't have to go and take them where they need to. We don't have to drop them off at these places. We ain't got to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning because we can say they don't want to and they in the bed asleep. No, that's not how I move. I do that to all the kids that I encounter. Okay, what's your A, B, and C?
Right. And we have to expose them to different, because see, they're so used to playing your game, being on social media, so used to being in that room, not talking or not eating at the table or not just talking to mama or daddy, telling them how their day went or whatever. We must expose them to difference, because as a kid, going to college away was an eye-opener for me, because see, I was so used to these kind of kids or used to my own. And when I went off to college, it was a culture shock
I'm sure.
And I just wish that I was exposed to more.
Wow.
Because it was a challenge for me. It really was. But I'm glad I had that challenge.
And see, growing up
Made me better.
I love it. And see, now since you mentioned that, I'm thinking the exposure that my mom gave us. We was a part of a program. I was a part of a program called North Central Junior Senior Scholars Program. Jan Fitzsimmons. Again, the program is called Junior Senior Scholars Program. It was a program that bused Oak Park kids. Nope, I'm sorry. Aurora kids and West Side kids to North Central College in Naperville, right? And so we were on a college campus eating college food, and all of the teachers were college students that were into the whatever field. Like, for instance, athletic director was the person that was over the swimming pool, things of that sort, swimming pool and sports, right? And so we did golf, we did swimming, we did bowling, we did archery, we did all of these things. And so it's just now full circle because I've been exposed, and I never forgot that. We would go to the beautiful campus. So to leave the West Side to go to Naperville back in the 90s was like, wow, where are we? It's clean. The people are nice. We eating real food. And so I never forgot that. And so shout out to Miss Fitzsimmons for exposing us to that lifestyle. And so because of that, like I said, now my son, he was a part of the program. And so when he got of age, the program ended. And so now that's part of what I've been doing, with youth and partnering with people with like-minded agendas, if it makes sense, because we know that we can't partner with everybody, right?
That's it. And what I love most about this, I don't see anywhere else. Before we start any of our programs, any of our activities, we do a prayer. And sometimes we even have the kid to do the prayer. And it makes a difference. Everything go decent and in order because God is first. And, they've taken church, God, out of the schools. So I love that most about what we do. We keep God first.
And speaking of God, God will place people in your lives for many reasons. Retired Officer King had 2 knee surgeries. And to see her walk in that park yesterday with at least 100-degree weather, just reminded me that the work that I'm doing speaks volumes, and God will send you the right people. So I'm grateful for our partnership, the things that you've exposed me to whereas I can be a resource for other kids and other people that I encounter. So I appreciate that because I didn't have a relationship. Like, I didn't know anything about the police. It's like I'm like everybody else. Learn behavior. And so I appreciate that exposure. And so, yeah, I'm just grateful for, everything that God has in store for me and for the partnerships. So with that being said, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Well, I don't just want to mention because there's so many people that support what we do. So I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm just so grateful and thankful to God that encourage people and make them see what we're doing, the good that we're doing, and they support us. I've never been told no to about 3 or 4 people, including you, in what we do. And far as money, funds, whatever we need, it's never, it's always whatever you need.
Is always
how much you need. Sometimes I be kind of, but it's whatever we need.
And so also, shout out to my mother, for her to sit in that park with me and to just see the impact that I'm trying to make amongst my peers in the community spoke volumes. And, I'm happy that she's proud of the woman that I have become. But I am the woman that I am because of what she instilled in me. So I'm forever grateful for my mom and my grandmother, for the support. Of course, my son, hands down with me, whatever I need. He and there trying to get the video games together. He agitated because I'm fussing at him because he should have had the video games set up. But he is my ride or die. I thank God for him. Nothing that I ask of him, he don't get done. And I'm just grateful for everything that God has in store. I know that the sky is the limit. And of course, like always, I want to thank CAN TV for giving me the platform to be able to showcase individuals, like yourself, retired Officer King. I keep saying that because my time coming, I'm retired. To be retired, to sit at home and collect a paycheck, that's so ideal. And she not even old. She retired. So, her days of being on the force and, fighting crime, it is admirable to so many people. So know that it's admirable to so many people. So again, I'm grateful for your support, for your resources, and I'm excited to see what else is in store for us. The sky's the limit, right?
Yes.
So is there any way they can find you on social media?
Sure. Of course, my name, Sabrina King, or they can even go to the Friendly Officer.
Yep. Friendly Officer on Facebook.
On Facebook.
And I think it's on TikTok. The Friendly Officer, the mascot. Y'all see the mascot. So, again, we got so much in store. You guys can follow me on social media, Heavenly Sent Youth, on Instagram and TikTok, and you'll see all the things that we have coming. Y'all need to get in tune with the Friendly Mascot. And just bring joy and smiles and hugs, in such a time that we're having. With that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace in all the communities.
Thanks for that.